So there's definitely a lot of information that's coming into the Weather Center right now that we need to pass along. So as we showed you just moments ago, new tornado watch has been issued. We'll get to that in a second. But this storm is about to become severe. This is going to be the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have in the state right now. But this storm is all by itself. And so you're going to see the icon here, the polygon here pop up in just a second. This is going to be warned for quarters and 60 miles per hour. This will stay just east of downtown Kingfisher, but it is moving up to the northeast. There's Shane Helton. He's watching this right now, moving up to the east, moving up to the northeast. And so at this current track, it's going to head into Crescent, Lovell, Mulhall, Orlando, and then towards Lake Carl, Blackwell. All of these communities right here, be prepared for a severe thunderstorm warning and even the threat of a tornado warning as well with this cell. Again, not technically it's not tornado warned yet, but it is now inside of a tornado watch. Again, a lot of new data coming in that we really got to pass along here. So again, there's Shane right now in Okarche looking up at this cell. Okay, let's go at this storm. Let's go down the line because there are a lot of storms. If you're watching in Oklahoma City right now, this is what you need to know. For the storms that are going to impact us, it will be these right here. You see them all lining up, by the way, from Amber, Chickasha, down towards Sterling. So these are not severe yet. However, there's a lot of instability in front of these storms here. And so we're going to watch for hailers out of these as of right now. They're not producing a lot of hail, finding a lot of pea-sized hail, but we're going to find some areas of rotation within this storm right now in this line of storms that's moving up to the northeast. And so let's check in right now with Nick Smith. Nick, watching these storms moving up to the northeast. Nick, how's it look from where you are?
Yeah, Damien, I'm a few miles north of Marlow right now on US 81, and I'm looking back to the west right now. This is a storm that's near Sterling, and it's got a little bit of an area where it's got a little bit of a lowering. It's not anything that I'm super concerned with right now, but I just saw it, and so we slowed down and pulled over. But we're actually heading up to the storm that just went through Fletcher that's heading up towards Ninnekah. It's getting a little bit stronger up there, and it'll eventually make its way into the south side of the metro, or on the south, a little bit south of the metro. Back to you. Okay,
we'll be watching that one again real closely. This coming in from Nick. Let's go back over to the radar right now. So back up to this cell. That's going to be by Amber. This is moving up to the northeast, and so that will come in towards South OKC. As a matter of fact, let's go Sky 5. If we can go full with Sky 5, get a bit of a different view from this storm and what it looks like up in the air, looking right into this. Again, you see just a big cluster of storms right here, but looking at it from Sky 5, you can definitely see the rain coming down. It's going to be heavy, and there's certainly quite a bit of a flood threat, localized flood threat that we'll have to watch. So again, a lot of things that we're watching right now. Tornado watch continues until 11 o'clock. That information is coming in, and that might just be setting off your phones there in just a second. Again, we just extended a tornado watch for a lot of us here. So this is what it looks like right now from Sky 5. Okay, so lots of storms right now moving to the east, northeast. As these storms make a run towards Goldsby, Kreiner, Payne, Lindsay, low-level winds will begin to really fuel into these storms. It's going to help increase their intensity. The tornado threat will be increasing. Right now, I expect that these storms are going to reach their max intensity between about 7:30 and 10 o'clock. So tracking this couplet right here, this storm right here, the northern one towards Amber at 6:26, and then towards Newcastle at about 7:17, coming into the Moore and Norman area by about 7:30. Right now, hail threat with that. So, okay, let me walk you through the rest of the night. Again, we got a lot of storms to talk about here, but this is the newest tornado watch that was just extended north of Oklahoma City. Enid, Perry, Stillwater, Kingfisher, Guthrie until 11 o'clock and then down in towards southern Oklahoma. When it comes to our tornado index, it's still highest in southern Oklahoma. This is where the instability is going to be high. This is where the shear is going to be higher. So our tornado index is still at a 6. From Chickasha to Pauls Valley to Norman, it's at a 4. For Edmond to Piedmont, it's at a 2. Low chance, but still there for Enid, Perry, and Stillwater. Threat for ping pong ball size hail for the metro north between now and midnight. Tennis ball size hail down to the south. So again, we're watching these storms closely. By about 7 o'clock, we'll see a couple cells here up to the north, and then Norman down towards Pauls Valley. And look how these really begin to increase by 8 and 9 o'clock as the low-level winds allow these storms to really ramp up. So at 9 o'clock, we're going to be watching from the metro down to Pauls Valley, Shawnee to Seminole, moving towards Chandler and Cushing. And again, tornado watch there until 11 o'clock here. So storms will likely continue after midnight as they move towards the east.